So today we shoot the venerable and invincible Ruger 1022. This is in everyone's closet across this country and across the world, and one of the greatest, inexpensive, and most amazing rifles ever made, period, end of sentence. They are cheap to fire, and they are reliable as an anvil. So anyway, I have some bad news for anyone who watches this channel, which there are a precious few of you. Our best buddy, my best buddy in the whole world, Molly, had passed. It wasn't good. It was tough to get by. However, we do have a replacement, because for every broken heart, there's an open heart. And here's Sophie. Sophie is the next gun dog of choice. She knows the noise is coming. She's not quite trained yet, but she's cooler than batshit. And she's getting there. She's just a year old, and she knows we're going to fire guns, and I don't like that noise. But anyway, back to the Ruger 1022. This thing is a staple. This is an icon, and it is a flawless weapon that is so underrated and so precious to the history of guns. I don't know. It just definitely, it has a stock reminiscent of any, Remington, or probably even the 38 caliber M1 carbine. It's roughly the same size and shape and weight. A decent scope on one of these, and you are down the road. So let's fire it. Let's have a little fun with it, and let's see what happens. Once again, we are at the La Pabst used car lot. If you see anything here that catches your eye, I know I've got some beautiful stock. Be sure and let me know. Send me a text, send me an email, send me an IM, and we can let you go. I've actually moved into trailers. This right here is a gem. This is a Dutchman. It's about an 81, 82. It's fully amenitized, or amenitade, or amenishnist, did. This is a fully functional registered trailer. It has what's known as the leak roof, which what it does is it actually washes the interior of your trailer. Every time it rains, saves a lot of maintenance and a lot of trouble. It does need a little touch up. It does, as you can see up here in this corner here, see what I did right here? It's missing a side marker. I will repair that for you if you want to buy it. Make me an offer. Bidding starts at 35,000 bucks. Anyone who owns a 1022 will tell you there is one major drawback. I wouldn't call it major. There is one minor drawback annoyance of each and every one of these, and that is the bolt lock, slide lock, whatever you call it. It has this chaotic little sheet metal lever that you got to kind of balance just right to bring the bolt forward. Now this gun is on safe, however, it does have a round in it, so I'm not going to mess around with it. But what happens is when you pull the bolt back, you kind of got to get this little finger going here, and it's kind of just right to balance it, and then it will lock the bolt, or I'm sorry, the Cerr and the bolt in a safe position. Little tiny barrel magazine, holds 10 rounds, plenty enough for a 22. Snaps in beautifully. There's plenty of aftermarkets. You can get 60 rounders for this. I don't recommend any more than about a 15 to 20 round aftermarket magazine for these, even though they're now illegal in New York State. I wouldn't mess with that too much. They are inexpensive. If you do buy one, buy an Eaton brand. Eaton makes one that is reasonable. Not great, reasonable. So we're going to take a couple shots with it. I do have a BSA scope on this. As long as you don't beat on these things too much, they're going to always stay pretty much in calibration. it doesn't hurt once a year to take them out and shoot them. But anyway, we're going to take a couple planks with it. I'm going to put a couple targets downrange, and then see if we can't hit them, or if we can't hit them, see how close we can get. So, very consistent, very excellent gun, amazingly inexpensive, American-made piece of hardware. All right, there we go. Put this little stovepipe down here. I've got a ton of zoom going on this. In fact, it's like, I don't know, whatever the damn thing says, 5 times zoom. I don't know. Shot with a Google Pixel 3. I'm going to put a couple into that. I'm going to try to hit it dead center, middle of the stack. Again, we got tons of room to shoot here. I'm going to put 10 rounds into that stovepipe, and we're going to see how close to center I can get from, I don't know, probably from here, we're looking at 50 yards maybe. Another minor drawback of the Ruger is that once the mag is empty, it doesn't allow the bolt to stay in battery or battery position. So you do have to cycle every time you fire. Again, still simplicity of design is sometimes a good thing. So let's load her up, run another 10. We'll put 20 into that stovepipe, see what it looks like. Okay, I just reloaded. The one thing that I am using is an ultra low velocity 22 round. It's still a long rifle, but I'm doing that only because right now this is bow hunting season and I'm trying to respect the woods. Before I fired, I let out a big whistle and announced as loud as I possibly can. I'm a big guy, I got big lungs, that I'm going to be firing a 22. But I can see behind me here that we got plenty of space. So let's fire another 10 into it. We'll get back and we'll bring the stovepipe back. We'll see how many we put in the middle of it. So another thing, let's talk about respecting your dog and respecting a gun dog. Sophie is a Curr. A Curr is a very mixed breed. In fact, it's so mixed that you're going to have a hard time identifying who she is. She was from the Scottsville Rescue. Oh, there she is. And as we work with her over the course of time, she needs to understand the noise and understand that we're not going to do anything to hurt her. She's here to participate, and she's here to be a part of our outdoor experience. Don't start your dog with some 30-06 or some big upsetting handgun like a 45 or something. Start with a 22, especially with a low caliber. I'm sorry, not a low caliber. With a low velocity load, and step her up into the noise. Don't scare her all at once. Now she's perfectly fine and relaxed right now, right, Sophie? That's a good girl. So anyway, we'll say goodbye to Molly and say hello to the newest addition to the LaPapst household. Right, Soph? All right.